What's up, guys? It's your boy Kari HQ here, back again with another video. Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow your boy on Instagram. For today's video, I got some do's and don'ts for Colombia. Doesn't matter what city you're in, I think you'll find these very useful. So I just came up with these do's and don'ts through years and years of living here, years and years of trial and error, and just some of the things that I learned and witnessed and took note of as I've been living in Colombia. So with no further ado, let's get into it. The first is a don't. So don't trust these women until they've been battle tested, and I mean really tested. I'm talking to my men out there. I've seen a lot of you, what we call Western Union poppies and these types of things, man, the simps, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to watch out here. It's a cold world nowadays. So what do I mean by battle tested, right? You know those situations when people really show you who they are. You need to see how she acts. When, for example, you lose a job, you hurt yourself in an accident, get really sick, get depressed, hopefully not for a long period of time. That will probably turn her off, but you know, it happens from time to time. You need to pay attention to how she lives her life as well, you know, and what she's willing to sacrifice to incorporate you and make you happy. It's going to be very important, guys. You don't want a woman that's not willing to sacrifice anything for you. That's never fun. She should have a consistent routine of taking care of herself, taking care of the house, and working on a personal passion project, whether that's her job, her career, or something else. That will let you know what type of woman she is, and you better pay close attention. Okay, man, I got number 2. Do respect Colombia's hoods, culture, and people. All right, you don't need me to tell you that things can get a little dangerous in Colombia, but a little bit of respect can go a long way for ensuring your safety. Anytime you are in a country or culture different from the one you grew up in, you must respect it and don't get too bold. I'm not saying to let Colombians walk all over you, but I do recommend treading lightly until you really know what you may be up against. And also try to understand that because of the differences in culture, many Colombians may not be on your side or see things the way you do. I often get frustrated about the service and lack of attention to detail. But when you talk to another Colombian about this, they're not likely to see it your way. It just is what it is. That is why I would tell my girlfriend all the time that she was not from Colombia, because she sees service through the eyes of someone raised in a first world country like the USA. It was just a joke, but I said it to her all the time because she would actually complain to me before I would complain to her sometimes. But in general, most Colombians, they just learn to live with the lack of service and things like that. When it comes to respecting the hoods and things, you don't ever want to go to someone's hood and be disrespectful. While I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, if you go to some of these hoods that are considered super dangerous here in Colombia, nothing will probably happen to you. Most of the time, the bad things that happen are to people that, you know, play in that world of crime and those types of things. However, if you do go to the hood being disrespectful, disrespecting folks, being rude, then, you know, there is a chance that something could happen to you. Also, you want to be respectful of the people whose country you're in. A lot of Colombians have, you know, had to sacrifice for a lot of Americans to be here. It's unfortunate and it sounds kind of weird, but things have become more expensive, and some people that preferred a more relaxed way of life have had to sacrifice that. And yeah, they just have to deal with what's going on in the world, just as we all do, but you just want to be respectful because you are on their land. Okay. Number 3, this is going to be a don't, guys. You don't want to make it a big deal that you are not from Colombia. The best thing to do is try to blend in so that they treat you as close to one of their own as possible. That's what you want. You will notice that many Colombians may treat you different once they know you are not from their country. For many Colombians, it probably seems weird that someone would want to leave what they consider the best country on earth to come to their famously poor country. So they may be looking to figure out what has caused you to leave your home and come to their country? Is it something you did over there? Are you just here for the women, or what is it? Are you just running from something? They may look at you a little suspiciously. You probably don't need me to tell you this, but also they will start thinking in dollars and not pesos once they know you're not from Colombia, which can lead to getting ripped off. For example, if you're looking for an apartment and you are talking with someone you met on Facebook, let's say, about renting their place, don't feel bad about giving your phone to your girlfriend or Colombian friend so they can help you do the negotiation and conversation. They can also talk as a Colombian would talk. Of course, if you have a US number on WhatsApp, then this may not work, but just wanted to throw that example out there because a lot of times I notice if I let someone else, a Colombian, talk for me and the person hasn't met me yet and they kind of think I'm Colombian just because of the way I'm putting my sentences together on text or via on the phone, it can lead to a better price, just being honest, because you never really tip that trigger in their head to start thinking in dollars, to start thinking this is an American and he's paying in dollars. Be honest, a lot of Colombians will raise prices on certain things if they know that you're American. That's another thing that just happens to be one of the things that's part of their culture. I think it's similar in all of Latin America and but probably the most extreme here and maybe in Mexico, where there's the most tourism. Okay guys, it's time for number 4. This is the last item on the list, and this is gonna be something you do want to do. Do have a great time and let your hair down. Apart from meeting girls on Tinder and walking around oblivious to the world while using a cell phone, you can really have a good time here and you don't really have to worry about anything happening. These 2 things that I just mentioned lead to about 90% of the horror stories that you hear about in Colombia. What am I talking about? That's the meeting girls on Tinder and walking around on the cell phone and eventually getting robbed. The truth is, aside from being drugged by a Tinder girl or getting robbed on the street for everything you have on you by 2 guys on the Moto, Colombia is very, very safe. Most Colombians love to have a good time, which could mean a plethora of things, from but not limited to drinking, dancing, dining, extreme sports, and much more. So enjoy yourself and your time in this beautiful country and live it to the fullest without regrets. Who knows when you'll get another chance to come see this beautiful country and explore this beautiful culture. So you better enjoy it while you can. Alright guys, it's your boy 𝐦𝐤𝐬. I want to end the video with this little meme that I thought was funny. I actually posted on Instagram today. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, you should definitely do so at Kari.HQ on Instagram as well as Threads. And let's get into the meme. So I'll put it up on the screen. You'll see it says I'll read it in Spanish actually. So it is a Spanish meme, so I'm gonna read it in Spanish. Mi pito me ha llevado a lugares que no iría ni con una arma. You're probably wondering what that means if you don't speak Spanish. I'll let you know right now. So the translation to that is, my dick has taken me places I wouldn't even go without a pistol. And it shows this car and going through the barrio, and it's just funny, guys. And that could actually happen to you if you're not smart out here. And it's happened to me. I'll just say, like, back in the day, I used to meet girls out, in different parts of town, but like, just because you meet a girl in Poblado in a wealthy part of town does not mean that you know where she lives at. So I would meet girls, get their number, and she would say, come to my house or come pick me up or whatever. And I would end up in 𝐦𝐤𝐬 or in Manrique or what's the other place? Robledo, or just these places that look very dangerous. Like I was telling you earlier in this video, it doesn't mean they're very dangerous. But it's just kind of like the humor in the meme. Like, who would thought I would be in this place that before I moved to Colombia, I would assume that these places were super dangerous, and they're really not that dangerous. They're just normal people living their lives. But it's just crazy sometimes. I remember having those moments, like when I went to go meet this one girl, I was like scared because I was still new out here, and I was just like, yo, like, what am I doing, bro? Like, this is crazy. I don't know where I'm at, and it looks very dangerous over here. So yeah. Yeah, bro. I just want to have a little humor at the end and tell that little story. But anyway, it's your boy, Kari.HQ. I'm about to get up out of here. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.